speaker. I'm very excited to announce her. She's a sunshine, pure energy. She just landed a couple of hours ago, I think, and she will be with us quite shortly. Uh, I'm going to introduce Zeynep Tosun, one of the most prominent fashion designers in Turkey. And she's established her brand in 2008 and now focusing on tailor-made haute couture in addition to her ready-to-wear and capsule collections. And Zeynep aims to shed light on Turkish craftsmanship and while bringing ethnic backgrounds and modern design understandings together. Zeynep is constantly working on with many women, many women teams in Turkey, and she's making them actually an essential part of the production process of her collections. And on top of this, she's also taking part in projects with GAP. It is a southeastern part of Turkey, is a special project concerning important issues Turkish women struggle with while being one of the brand ambassadors of UNDP Turkey. So I'd like to, without a further ado, I'd like to welcome okay, Zeynep is in the car.
I just landed.
Zeynep. Okay, welcome Zeynep.
I had to run to the car in order to do this. So
Okay.
actually I was really late, but the plane was late and I was traveling all day long. So finally I made it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you made it. Stage is yours. Please feel free.
Okay, I'm the last one, I believe. So thank you for listening. And I just listened just first once, and I wasn't able to listen. I'll listen later, everyone. So I believe it's a big opportunity. Thank you, and thank you to all the participants. So I want to start with how I started my business first, and then I will come up to how it became a woman empowerment thing for me, and it's how it became by my heart. So I'll explain everything. So basically, I was in that business because of my family, because I was born to it, and my mother she was a really good designer, and my grandmom, she was a tailor at her time. She was really talented, and I grew up with loads of costumes of my aunt. So she was an actress, and my father was in like he was an architect. So it was for me the fashion was, I was born to it, and I was a fashion maniac. So my first aim was to become a fashion designer, which was known from all over the world. It was a dream for me. So later I studied in Milan, and I worked in many places, and then I started my own business around 2008, and 2009 we started to sell. So everything was going perfect for me, because I'm a fashion maniac. I love this business. I love to dress up. I love to do things. So I was sleeping with fashion and waking up with fashion. But later, when I was like in my 30s, I was really, we were doing ready to wear. We are still doing couture as well. So we are working with many women. From the start, it was like this. But in my 30s, like after 3 or 4 years after I started my own business, I became like, I started to find fashion really empty some parts, because it was like, yes, you dress up, and all the people that you get involved with in fashion business, in this industry, is like yeah, 99% of them are just fashion maniacs. They know how to dress up. They don't care about the fabrics or stuff. They don't care about the production. They don't care about how it's done. So I was getting mature at the same time, and at the same time I was working with loads of women, and I saw that how um, the struggle was different, but there was a struggle at the same time. So basically, I saw many women who are after earning money, after being able to feed their children, pay for the school, and pay for other things for the home. So I saw them getting secure and getting like stronger and getting like healthier as a mindset. So I I started to see woman empowerment like it was all around me. So basically, when I did my first fashion show, and I realized that I started to that mindset as well. So it was around 2012 or 2013. Then I realized how I have an impact in their life and how an impact they have in my life. So it was a vice versa thing. And so fashion became um, it was it has a meaning again. So I was feeling like fashion doesn't have a meaning. It's like we're sleeping with that, and it's like it's an empty thing. I was thinking by getting mature, and then I later realized that I I can change something in my life and in their life. So it was a struggle that we shared together. It was a life that we shared together because we're not doing production, and we're not doing production from uh, miles away. We go there, we drink tea together, we dine with them. So we share many memories with them. So basically, in that period, I took another direction. I said that we're going to do we're going to transform our brand into equality and fairness, into a cultural heritage because we share lots of cultural things as well, and it will be based on women empowerment as an inspirational way and as an productional way. So basically, it was really easy for me because I don't know, I'm an ethnic person, and our brand is like the style of it is really eclectic and ethnic at the same time. But we like to use really old craftsmanships with modern styles, and it took that direction after that as an inspirational way and as a production way. So we started to work with loads of women teams in Black Sea region because they were like mostly they were teachers, so they were able to teach us as well, and it was easier to guide them, easier to do a production with them. So I learned most of my things. I learned from them, and I started to work with UN as well at that time. So there's a UNDP, there's UNDP in Turkey. So they are mostly working with many disadvantaged women in Turkey. So I started to go to southern east of Turkey. So basically, I went to Mardin, I went to Antep, I went to Kilis, Diyarbakir, yeah, loads of these places. I visited them, so I had the chance to meet many women, and that's why how we started our production. We returned everything like that. So for now, we are working with many local women in southern east of Turkey, with Black Sea region as well. So we're working with many disadvantaged local women, refugee women, mostly from Syria. And do you know that? Yeah, you know that we are. I believe Turkey is hosting most of the refugees in the world. I believe it's the first country, and so there are like maybe nearly 4 million Syrian refugees in Turkey, and mostly they are like half of them is women and children. So many of you, I believe, didn't go there, and you don't know their tradition, you don't know the daily life, but and it's really important for them to go out of the home, out of their places, because there's there's no daily life for them in these kind of places. They are rarely outside, and to be outside is like is a sort of a communication way for them. It's not like they don't have shopping malls, they don't have restaurants, they don't have yeah, they don't go there. So these disadvantaged people, women, they only go to these kind of places like Chatham that we are working with. Chatham, they are like there are, I believe it's a project of GAP, and there are like 46 in that region. We are working with like 300 women there, and they're from only we are working with 6 of them, because mostly they don't have a good chief on top of them, so they can arrange these kind of production places. And so it's a daily thing, it's a communication thing for them to go outside. So we started to work with them like 5 years ago, I believe. And before that I was doing like I was working with many different places. So since this 5 years, we went there many times, and because it's important for us to share some culture, to share this emotional things, and to um, we're talking about our problems. I'm talking about my problems. They're talking about their problems. We share something. So it's really important, because in these times, I believe the word woman empowerment became really popular. But at the same time, it's like the word organic, because there are no regulations that you can use these words. So everybody says that we do woman empowerment, but woman empowerment by designs, it's not the same thing. If you do a woman empowerment, you have to do your production with women. You have to support something. Otherwise, it's a meaningless thing. You know what I mean? You get a organic cream for your face, but there's only organic oil in it, and the rest of it is like a bullshit. So it's the same thing, I believe, in fashion, because people are saying that we do women empowerment, but you cannot do women empowerment by your designs. You have to do it with production. You have to do it with, I don't know, maybe with your office, maybe with other things. Like it's a really used and abused word, in my opinion. So that is why we are planning with UNDP a project which will allow many designers to do their production in these kind of places. We are working on it. For example, we are giving online courses. We are giving courses from, for example, from the teachers, from the women team that I work in Black Sea in Barton. They are giving online courses to Diyarbakir, to Mardin. So that is why how we develop our quality as well. So to make them to form a base that many designers can work with them. So basically we are working on this project, and we are working on a project which will allow us to make this cultural heritage, to like to form another cultural heritage, in my opinion. So we are working on, and with Syrians, we are working on their language. So because they are here for like many years, most of them doesn't speak Turkish, because they don't go out from home. And for the lucky ones, I believe. These are still the disadvantaged people because they're not living in camps, but they are living in homes. They have homes, but they don't speak Turkish. So it's not easy, the daily life. So we are working on these kind of projects. And also, we are trying to get them out of the camps because the camps, for example, some brands are using it as well. We are doing a production in camps and stuff, but in camps they don't pay you well, so they pay a really small amount of money, and they make you work really hard. So in order to get rid of that problem as well, we have to have these kind of organizations like Chatham and these kind of NGOs, I believe. So we are working on this as well. So basically, yeah, this is what we're doing for a production wise. I'm gonna show you how, I don't know how to do the, okay, my boyfriend is with me, he's helping me.
Zoom Angel is there. Philip will be jumping in, I guess. Ah, it's here.
Yes. Okay. So basically, but, sorry, we have a problem. Huh, okay. So basically, this is from an online, from a course that we went there for. It was the first time we went there. So basically, what we do is we want to show how a brand can produce locally without like locally, and where designers can attribute to them, and when you can work with local people, and you have to have some handmade stuff. Yani, in my opinion, this is what a true brand, a fashion brand, should be in these periods, because people don't care about people who are in this business, in leading fashion business for the leading brands. They don't care about how they do the production, how they use the materials, how they use hand embroideries. Because yes, you want to go, you go to Chanel to buy some stuff. Yes, they are paying well to their artisans, but that's only Chanel or big brands. And I don't know which big brands are paying well as well. So we are doing fair trade at the same time. We don't have the certificate of that because we are working with many different women, and they cannot, the fair trade certificate cannot give us licensee for that, but we are still working on it. But you know, it's the place where we take inspiration also. This is really important because for the brands right now, they take inspiration from some place. They do the production in the cheapest place. So it's cultural abuse at the same time. And they do the shoot, for example, for the most expensive handbags. I don't want to name the brand, but they're doing a photo shoot in India in front of Ganj, and they are using in their pictures a person who is like daily income is $2, and they are putting luggage there, which is like 50,000 euro. So it's the cultural abuse as well. So we want to eliminate all of these, because where we take inspiration is where we do the production as well. And these are the Syrian women, and they hardly speak Turkish. So and it was really hard for me to communicate with them, but we did it. So basically, these kind of places are really important as well for students as well, because as a designer, I can support their many students because they need money, they need a vision. So instead of for example, they there are not many universities there also. So we want to show them how they can build up a brand as well. Maybe in future they can have a brand, a local brand from them. And so after that, yes, you can see the celebrities with our designs. And these are basically from our photo shoots as well. And these are basically the things that we produce there and we use. So many international celebrities are attracted to them as well. Many people abroad that I work with, they are really interested in local pieces as well. So this is how I did my fashion shows in London and my sales in Paris. So it was really welcoming for me. And so this is my story. I believe I explained you most of the things.
You did, Zeynep. It was so good to hear from you, and thank you for sharing with us all of this inspiring journey you've been living through. I know, I mean, we've all been changing along the way,
Yes.
um, and it was so nicely put and so honest. And I mean, I also would like to share a couple of sentences from our first talk on the phone. She was complaining, Zeynep was complaining about something like social, political things, you know, really like a usual stuff for Turkish young generation. And I was telling her, but Zeynep, you can live literally anywhere in the world, you know, because you can just adapt to your environment, you know, because Zeynep is super uber social and she's like a really
I'm
like a Bukalemun, like she can adapt to the environment. You maybe also sense that in the pictures, in the images she shared. So I told her like maybe you can live in South America or somewhere really warm and you know welcoming. And she was like, oh yeah, maybe. Oh no, I cannot leave my woman. You know, I cannot be away from them. Maybe Europe, but no, I can't do it. And I was really touched by these words because she was serious. She was very passionate about them. And maybe you also sense that she just talked about them, you know, talked about the woman and how she learned from them and how she exchanged information with them. So I really would like to thank you for joining us today. I'm so proud of being alongside with all of these strong women today. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
closing.
It was lovely to meet everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeynep.
Thank you,
Yes,
Zeynep.
most of the jewelry are my designs as well.
Can imagine.
Thank you for listening, everybody, and thank you for this opportunity as well to be able to meet you. And I hope that we'll meet again in some other places.
We will.
Sure.
Ciao.
Bye. So
So, Anil, what a day. It's been so inspiring. Lee, maybe you have some words to say about.
Yeah, I tried to sort of resume the day, which was so full of energy. It's palpable. It's vibrant. This country has everything, it seems. It has everything to grow this very new world. It's almost as if it's already not done, but it's definitely on the way. If you would put all of you in one city and you would, you know, create that city, that would be, it would be there, let's say. It becomes reality. And we don't have that in all other countries always. It's sometimes still more the philosophy of or the dream of, and here you feel that there's a real need for sort of realization. So people are idealistic, super emancipated, I think. Everybody super emancipated, very sure of who you are, and then very creative, but also with a strong idea of market and business and how to reach people. That's a very bizarre combination, and it's really here. And what I loved, of course, was all these beautiful girls, you know, these powerhouses, one after the other, role models, really well speaking. It's hugely inspiring, I think, for everybody. I loved also the men, because there was not so many men, but the ones which were there were really, let's say, the new men. Our first speaker, Omar, actually spoke out of the brain of a young woman. So it's so beautiful that a man takes, you know, over the role of the young woman. Then the second male speaker is really speaking because he loves birds, and the birds have changed his life. And both of them, of course, are very important local heroes for your community. And then Maksud, together with Damia, is also, you know, creating this very new vision on food. So I don't know, it's every brand had its own peculiar thing. Everybody was on the local. That was the general, you know, general idea. I loved the eccentricity of Nasli Khan, of course. I mean, she is so wild and crazy. So yeah, I could say something about maybe everything, but Ashley was really, I like that she says that local is the most precious. That's a beautiful word to say. Aiku, whose name is Story, took us on this flying carpet, and this day was like sitting on a flying carpet, because you got this feeling like, oh, here we go again in another direction. And there was a lot of storytelling also in all projects. So I think that's part of your DNA and your heritage, definitely. I love also Ilke, who loves the imperfection of the carpets and embraces it. Zeynep, who makes the renaissance of quilts. That's such beautiful matter that I think it could also come back for the house, I think. It looks crazy good. And then Sinem talking to us from this beautiful house. I need to go to this island. It looks very amazing. And I like that she calls herself a change agent, which is like a new profession, really. And that she's helping brands to turn around, and she's helping students to create these amazing new textiles, which are really in the air and which are also being made in your country. Then Alzak and Saila, that was so interesting, because that was another road to self-discovery and emancipation. And he's also a self-made artist. And I think there were several people who said that they had no formal training. So that's also remarkable, that many of your creative people are creative from within and didn't need an art school to get there. And the amazing journey of him loving his father and therefore becoming loved. It's rare to see somebody in such osmosis with the parent. It's very beautiful. The baby brand of koken for us is fun, because in Dutch, koken means making food. So that's a very double name. It came to my mind that it's time maybe to change the word brand. We should find another name for these new brands, which are not like old brands, to sort of create a whole new theory. Then the local store also, that was such a good narrative. I mean, wow, that girl. If more influencers are going to do this, then the work is done, almost, you can say. So yeah, Anil, you are a great ambassador, an amazing curator of people's voices. It was so well also sequeled, so you took us really on this carpet. Thank you so much, everybody, all the speakers, all our audiences, and faithful to the end, and especially you, Anil, for all this energy. I definitely want to start a publication to sort of harvest of everything we learn every time we do this. Going to talk to you about it. Everybody have a very nice evening, or what is it, afternoon or night. In any case, we see you in a month from now, I hope, and we will continue this incredible journey inside this new economy of hope and this new world of hope. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lee.